Sean aka Chicken Fillets here. Now you know me, I like discussing JRPGs on this channel. However, recently, well, I'm kind of short on time to record things, so this got me thinking, how many JRPGs can I recommend within 10 minutes? So yes, strap yourself in because I'm going to try and recommend as many JRPGs in 10 minutes. Now with this, I'll do this in a one-shot, one-take format. Now I will have to stop this recording, the initial introduction, so I can set up my alarm. Once I come back, it's going to be one-shot, one-take. Now before we go any further, if you like JRPGs, if you like me trying to recommend as many JRPGs in 10 minutes, and you like hearing a wee Scottish guy talk about it, well, please consider subscribing to the channel. Right, let's have a look. Let's get the alarm sorted. Oh, and self-imposed rule before we begin, there's going to be no Final Fantasy. Okay, the alarm has been set. We're going to be shy of just 10 minutes, so let's get cracking on first of all. Now, I've seen the poster right in front of me. So the first JRPG I'm going to recommend is Sabotage Studios' indie triumphant JRPG. Yes, it's Sea of Stars. This is a turn-based JRPG, which I absolutely adore. It was released last year, I played it this year, and keep an eye on the channel because this is going to be reviewed and up there soon. Right, second JRPG, and I'm looking to my right here, is Live Alive. Now, Live Alive is a fantastic remake of the 1994 SNES classic, which was originally released in Japan. Only we finally got it here in the West, and it's amazing. 8 different characters with their own miniature stories which all collide together with turn-based combat. Utterly outstanding. I have no other posters in front. Oh, actually, Trails of Cold Steel 3. Trails of Cold Steel 3 is the third entry in the Trails of Cold Steel arc, where we are playing as Reen Schwarzer, who's now an instructor of the branch of Thor's military academy. The epic turn-based combat does return in this game, and it is fantastic with an awesome soundtrack to boot. Oh my god, this is Bravely Default 2, right? Bravely Default 2 is a spiritual successor of Final Fantasy. Yeah, I know my rule, but it's not Final Fantasy. Anyway, job-based system in this game. You can, it's got turn-based combat as well. I really enjoy this game. It's one of the best JRPGs on the Nintendo Switch. Now, keeping with the Nintendo Switch, we're going to talk about one of my favourites. It's Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Now, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is the sequel to the first one, well, obviously, and it was the JRPG which made me want a Nintendo Switch. We play as Rex and Pyra, who are trying to get to the top of the Elysium tree, or to Elysium. You know what I mean? It has got auto battles. Fantastic game. It's not everyone's favourite, but it's my favourite out of the Xenoblade Chronicles series. Now, a video which appeared on my channel recently was related to Xenoblade Chronicles 2, so it's Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torna the Golden Country, the DLC prequel story to Xenoblade Chronicles 2, where we play as Laura and Jin, and we find out why Jin became a bad guy essentially, and Laura's story as well as Mithra's story in this game. Moving on, we are going to look at Dragon Quest. Now, Dragon Quest 11 Echoes of an Elusive Age. This was released originally on the PlayStation, but we got this version on the Nintendo Switch. It is probably one of the best Dragon Quest games out there. It's a fan favourite. It has the turn-based combat, which you would expect from any Dragon Quest game. Now, we're going to stick with the Nintendo Switch because that's where a lot of JRPGs that I've played are on. Let's talk about an indie JRPG which I recently reviewed on the channel, and that's 8-Bit Adventures 2. Now, 8-Bit Adventures 2 is from Critical Games. It's an indie studio based in Australia. It's a turn-based JRPG, and I have stated that this is the indie JRPG which will make you think of 8-bit gaming. Let's talk about more indies. Let's talk about Crosscode. Crosscode is an action JRPG from Radical Fish. Now, this is an action-based JRPG where you're playing as Leah. Now, Leah has amnesia, the usual JRPG trope, and it's up to you to find the mysteries of why she has amnesia. Awesome game, pixel art is fantastic in this. Another Nintendo Switch game, Fire Emblem. I was going to say Engage, but I don't like Fire Emblem Engage. Fire Emblem Three Houses. Now, Fire Emblem Three Houses is my first Fire Emblem game that I played. Absolutely awesome. Now, with this, it has the standard fare with the combat. It's the tactical strategy combat. Depending on what house you pick, you will be able to go any different story route. The music in this is absolutely epic. I don't know what happened to my voice there. The music in this is absolutely epic. Now, speaking about a Nintendo game, let's go for another generation. Let's go for the Nintendo 3DS, and it's Yokai Watch 2 Bonus Spirits. Now, this one I played this year. I bought this originally from Argos for like £2.99 when they were getting rid of it. It is a monster catching style game, but it's so well done. I'm really annoyed that we don't have the likes of Yokai Watch 4 from the Nintendo Switch over in Europe and the rest of the world. It's essentially a Japan only game. I really want to play the third one, but it's so expensive to get a physical. This is a lot harder than it's expected, right? Let's talk about the PS4, Tales of Berseria. Tales of Berseria is the #1 Tales of game in my eyes. With this, it's got the fast action-based combat with the linear motion battle system. Now, in this, you play as Velvet Crow. Velvet Crow is essentially the anti-hero, but everything that she does, you know, has got reasoning behind it. Brilliant animation styles on with the cell shaded graphics. Now, cell shaded graphics. Dusk Diver. Dusk Diver is a action JRPG. This one was made from a company in Taiwan, if I remember correctly. A lot of people kind of consider it like a action version of Persona, because you go in between reality and then you're back in the real world where you're a high school. Well, I say you're a high school student. You don't go to high school. You work in a little corner shop. Speaking of Persona, Persona 5 Royal for the Nintendo Switch, which I completed last year. I have actually completed Persona 5 for the PlayStation 4, the OG version. I mean, what is there to say about Persona 5 Royal? It's just one of the big fan favourites. It's been out for so long now, but it still feels so fresh. But, you know, Joker appears in like every single piece of Atlas games. Yeah. Speaking of Persona, another Persona game which I completed this year was Persona 3 Reload, the remake / remaster of Persona 3. It's awesome, absolutely awesome. It was the first time I completed Persona 3. I have played Persona 3 Fez on the PlayStation 2, but I found that Persona 3's quality of life features makes it as great as it is, and it has the turn-based combat that you would expect from any Persona game. This is getting knackering doing this quick. Nier Automata. Nier Automata is one of my all-time favourite JRPGs. Originally from Platinum Games, published by Square Enix. This has got fast-paced action combat. The story is mind-blowing in this game. Fun fact for you, when I first played it on the PS4, I didn't realise that there was more stories. I completed 2B's story arc, and didn't realise I had to play as a new game to play as 9S, etc. Yeah, dum-dum. Right, we're talking about favourite JRPGs. I can't talk about them because it would be breaking the Final Fantasy rule. Pokemon. Pokemon Sword, right? Pokemon Sword was the first Pokemon game I played in a very, very long time since playing Pokemon Yellow and Red on the Game Boy. Pokemon Sword, it's a nice easy JRPG. Again, you can't go wrong with a Pokemon game because it's self-explanatory. It's Pokemon. Right, keep myself right. Talking about that. Octopath Traveler. Now, Octopath Traveler, I have a love-hate relationship with this game. Now, Octopath Traveler is the first entry which used the HD 2D art style, pixelated art style. The turn-based combat is quite good with its own break system in it as well. Essentially, you see how many hits they'll take and their weaknesses. Once you break them, you're able to unleash more powerful attacks. The hate part of this is that the grind in this game is really frustrating. Really frustrating. Okay, we've done that. Super Mario RPG. Now, Super Mario RPG is a great beginner's title for anyone wanting to get into JRPGs. It's a nice and easy one. Would I recommend it? I mean, as I said, for new players who want to just get into JRPGs like Mario, absolutely. But the hype surrounding this game as a cult classic, I mean, the remake is fantastic, but yeah. Right, moving on. I don't know how much time we've got left. Fate Samurai Remnant, the first game I got for a review code for this channel. It's an action JRPG based in the Fate series. It's based in samurai times. Fast action-based combat in this. The art style is amazing. Cel-shaded graphics. Really good story with it. A lot of replayability, and that is time up. I don't know how many I have done on this video, but hey ho, there we go. What JRPG do you think I missed out on this? Let me know in the comments down below. Now, if you like what you're hearing and seeing on this channel, please help me grow it by liking, sharing and subscribing. And if you want to be kept up to date with all my ramblings and stupid ideas for videos, please consider subscribing to the channel. This has been John, aka Chicken Fillets, and until next time, tatty bye.